Hello, your friendly neighborhood Mr. Stone here. We're going to do a little bit of investigation today with Geogebra. Now, for starters, we can make a line by just going straight down here to our input box. So let's say we want to use the line x equals 8. That gives us a nice vertical line right here that we are able to use as a line of reflection. So I'm going to put in here a polygon, could be any polygon. And to do that, I just went to my polygon tool and I just clicked 3 times to get each point, and then one last time to connect back to our starting point there. I'm going to reflect this by going to reflect about a line by selecting that, clicking on the triangle, and clicking on the line of reflection. There's our reflection. But let's see what happens here if we add another line of reflection. Let's say at x equals 16. I can reflect our image a prime, b prime, c prime over this line again. So now I've got my original, my pre-image, the image, and then the image reflected once more. What do we see about the relationship of a, b, c compared to a prime, b prime, c prime? How about comparing our original pre-image to the image after 2 reflections? If you do multiple reflections to a figure, that is called a composite reflection. You're doing 2 reflections combined together. Do we see a pattern here? Let's examine just how one point can behave over a line. So let's have the line y equals 5. And we're going to reflect a point. Again, just using our input function, we can put in a point at, let's say, 3, 9. So using the same process, I can reflect a over the line to get a prime. Let's say I also want to reflect a prime over the line y equals 0. I go back to my reflect object about line tool, click the point, click the line. You can see all of your points over here on the left. What's the distance from 3, 9, where a is, to our line of reflection, y equals 5? What's the distance from y equals 5 to a prime at 3, 1? What's the total distance from a to a prime? What's the distance from a prime to a double prime? What's the distance from a to our line of reflection, y equals 0? What's the distance from y equals 0 to a double prime? Look and see if we can spot a pattern here. We know some properties of reflections, but doing a composite reflection over 2 parallel lines is going to give us something interesting. Always. Experiment around with Geogebra and see what sort of pattern you can find. And have fun with it.